Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NBA Experience for Monday, July 25th. For those of you that know me, you know that I make content for fantasy sports. However, with the volatility of the NBA offseason, I felt like it was absolutely necessary I address one major rumor coming out of the NBA this offseason. And the only reason I'm addressing it is because there's so many people on the internet that has this wrong, dead wrong. If you guys don't know me, I go by Chapo. Usually make content for fantasy sports. However, that entails, analyzing, research, breaking down everything that you watch. So, I'm more than capable of um, giving my opinion on this matter. Now, the reason I'm making the video is because, just bear with me. A couple weeks ago, I happened to watch an episode of First Things First when they were breaking down this potential trade of KD to Boston. Now, under the comments, everybody was saying, not everybody, but some people were saying how it would be an amazing trade for Boston to trade Brown and, give up the whole farm just for Durant. I said that it wasn't worth it to give up Brown and the whole farm for Durant because, first of all, Durant is 10 years older than Jaylen Brown. Durant has shown that he can't lead a team, period. Durant has shown he can't lead a team to a championship. Durant has shown that when he doesn't get his way, he wants to leave. And Durant is injury prone. He's been injury prone the last 3 years. And Durant is about to turn 35, if I'm not mistaken. Or 34, 35. He's in his twilight years for basketball. Not saying he won't still be great, but you're giving up a 24-year-old plus half your team for a 34-year-old who has all those things I just mentioned. Now, I had this one specific person, in the comments just telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm stupid, I'm that, just because I want to give up Jaylen Brown and my whole team for Kevin Durant. And, I said what I had to say. I left it at that. I don't got time to be going back and forth on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, this morning, now after that whole 2 weeks ago, after that whole conversation we had, everything was quiet. We haven't heard anything about KD. All we heard about KD was that no team was giving up. They wasn't gutting their team for KD. That's what we've been hearing the last 2 weeks, which makes sense. I wouldn't do it. If I was a GM, I wouldn't do it. All of a sudden, I wake up this morning, and this thread, I get a notification that somebody is coming at me on this thread. The same dude, he goes, Boston doesn't think like you. Yeah, they just offered Brown and some picks for KD. It wasn't rocket science. So you see a report that says something, and your first thing to do was to come at me. First of all, who said this is correct? Who said this is true? If you just saw Boston make a trade for Brogdon, you think they just traded for Brogdon? They just picked up Brogdon so they could build a deep team, so that they could so they could gut their whole line for KD. Does that make sense to anybody? That surely doesn't make sense to me. Now, the first package that I supposedly saw was Jaylen Brown, Horford, Derek White, and a pick for KD. Even though that's not too bad, I'm not giving up Jaylen Brown for a 34-year-old. We seen on the highest level, Jaylen Brown was their best player. Because Jaylen Brown has a dog in him. We seen that. You know what I'm saying? And as I was giving Tatum all of his flowers prematurely because he washed away in the rain as the finals games went on, and Jaylen Brown was the one that was really showing the dog. I'm not giving up Jaylen Brown. And then the report said that the Nets declined it because they want more players and more picks. Who do they think Durant is? God? I'm not giving up my whole team for... You got to be out of your mind. Now, we got to take it with a grain of salt because, I just wanted everybody to know that it's a bad trade. If you're gonna try to gut the farm and throw in Brown for Kevin Durant, but ultimately I don't think this is true. I don't think Boston. I don't think Boston offered Jaylen Brown and in that package like they said. I think Brooklyn made it up. I think Brooklyn made it up to see if anybody was going to get desperate and try to get Durant off their hands. Because why is this even a thing? Why are we still hearing about Kevin Durant? 2 weeks ago, it happened. Nobody wanted him. Let's move on. We're still hearing about it. That doesn't make sense. Either you want him or you don't. Phoenix isn't giving up Booker. Boston shouldn't give up Brown. What else is there? I don't even know. I don't really know where else. 2 weeks ago, I heard AD for Kevin Durant. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't give up. They're both injury prone. I'm not doing that either. So my point is, I got 2 points. My first point is that I'm not giving up Jaylen Brown for Durant when Boston has built a deep team. They built a deep team. You seen what Derek White did for them, and now you added Brogdon on top of that without losing any of your big pieces, and you're gonna give that up for what? 35-year-old, injury prone, cranky, a cranky player. Now I'm not telling you that Kevin Durant's not talented. I'm not hating on him. I'm just stating the facts as he is as a player. The talent of Durant is off the charts, top 10 all time. We're not talking about the talent. We're talking about the player. Because when you're giving up your whole team for something, you have to consider the player that he is. And when we say player, we mean on the court, off the court, physical and mental. And when you take all those into consideration, I'm not trading Kevin Durant for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is going to show up and he's going to play hard. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make mistakes, as a young player should, but he's going to show up, he's going to play hard. And your team is always going to have a fighting chance. And you know what? He's only going to get better. He's not going to get worse. He can only get better. I don't think you're breaking up Boston. Not for Durant. Not breaking up Boston. I'm sorry. Um, I think that's it. That's all I needed to say. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make sure that you know we understand what's happening right now. Don't believe everything you see on Twitter, on the internet, on Instagram. Don't believe everything you hear. And if it doesn't make sense to you, it probably doesn't make sense. If Kevin Durant was going to get traded, he would have been traded by now. Nobody wants him. They don't even want Kyrie. They're making the Lakers give up an arm and a leg just for Kyrie. Oh, we're not taking Westbrook. We want Westbrook, THT, and some picks. They don't want Kyrie either, but they want an arm and a leg. I don't know what the Nets are doing right now, but I promise you they're not winning any championships anytime soon. They're not winning any championships with KD and Kyrie. They're not winning any championships anytime soon. So they should just blow it up, get whatever they could get, and rebuild. You know what I'm saying? But listen, who am I? I think that's about it. I just wanted to get my point out there. I can't be going back and forth on YouTube threads when I have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to sports. So listen, if you think Boston should gut their team for KD, let me know in the comments. And I absolutely respect everyone's opinion. So I don't, it's not a problem if you don't agree with me. That's absolutely fine. As long as you keep it respectful and you give me your reasons, that's fine. We could go back and forth, respectfully. Everything is done respectfully on this channel. It's not a problem. But the people that think that giving up the farm for KD for what? There's 4 years left on his contract. We know that, but we know Kevin Durant, when he doesn't get his way, what does he do? He asks for out. You don't want somebody on your team that doesn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's like having a spouse that doesn't want to be there. Same difference. You can't force somebody to be on your team. You can't force somebody to play well for you. If they don't want to be there, they don't want to be there. So we'll see how this shakes out. Um, Let me know what you think in the comments. And because of volatility of what's happening right now, if we get any more major news, I guess I'll jump on and and say my piece. But listen, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day. Subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up, you know the drill. And I'll see you guys later. Ciao.